This is Sarah with winefoot.com. I am sitting here with Craig Mitrakul, and Craig is the new winemaker at Karma Vineyards. And Craig, I would like you to tell me a little bit about yourself for those who don't know about you, please.
Well, I've been in the Washington wine industry for the past probably about 12 years now. I've been in the wine industry for about 15 years. Started off in New York State, was trained up at Cornell in enology, and that's been in a couple different areas from New York State to Oregon, a little bit of time in Australia, and but most of my time's now been in Washington State.
Well, I know that you spend a good amount of years here, about 7-8 years of your life, and you did work for a couple of Washington wineries. And if you want to just mention those real quick, just so people may know those wineries that you did work for previously.
I spent 2 years down in Walla Walla at Three Rivers Winery as assistant winemaker to Holly Turner. And then I came up to Wenatchee area to work with Ryan Patrick in St. Laurent, and I've been their winemaker for the past 8 years. And recently Ryan Patrick's label sold to another winery. And it's kind of time was right to start looking for some other things, and I started working with Karma Vineyards here at the beginning of this year.
Cool. Well, I know that you also do your own wine label. It's called Crayelle, and we'll talk about that later. But tell me what brought you to Karma Vineyards, and if there's something special that they're doing that you had an interest in hooking up with the Pitzingers. Yeah,
well, the Pitzingers are really energetic people and really have, I think, good vision for the Lake Chelan area, and having worked in Wenatchee for the past 8 years, the Chelan AVA has really been getting more and more recognition, and there's more interesting things going on up there. And Pitzingers are focusing on sparkling wine, and I think there's a real niche for that, especially in the Chelan area, and especially at their vineyard sites, because their vineyards are north-facing. Yeah. So it gives a little bit cooler aspect, and just definitely more appropriate conditions for sparkling. Elevation's pretty high too, about 1,300 feet. So all those things.
There aren't very many Washington wineries that do sparkling, correct?
No, that's right, and they're doing it, traditional method champenois. Yeah. So it's traditional grape varietal, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, a little bit of Pinot Meunier, and then fermented in the bottle, obviously, and then aged in the bottle on the yeast lees for about 2.5-3 years. So it's pretty exciting stuff, and it's really traditional.
Do they make it with their Chardonnay or Pinot?
Well, they're using their estate Pinot Noir, and right now we're using Chardonnay from the Yakima Valley. Got it. We have some Chardonnay on site, but so we'll probably eventually do an estate sparkling, but it'll probably be on a smaller quantity until we get more Chardonnay.
They brought somebody in from France, didn't they, to
that's right. Their initial vintages were with a consulting winemaker from France, who, sparkling wine expert. And then I've made a little bit of sparkling wine back in my days from New York State, and I'll be working with a consultant too, winemaker from New York, French winemaker who works in New York right now, and kind of helped me get up to speed. It's
very cool.
I've been a little bit out of touch, and there's a lot of small pieces that really would be beneficial to keep improving the product.
So I should have said before we got started that Karma is in Lake Chelan. Can you kind of tell me where and the location that it's at, so that people that don't know Chelan very well? I mean, how many miles from downtown Chelan is it? Or
we're on the South Lake Shore, South Lake Shore Drive. It's probably about maybe about 15 minutes from downtown. Okay. And but as you're coming into Chelan from Wenatchee, it's near the state park, near Lake Chelan State Park.
Yeah. So I know that you commute there, and I know there's a restaurant, but so it's kind of a fun place to go for people who like to visit wineries. Yeah, they can eat there. Yeah. Yeah,
they've got a great restaurant, great chef, and outdoor seating area. So really in summer when it's things are
it's pretty
weather's
nice
at its peak, it's great to go out there and sit outside and have.
So I know they do the sparkling and they do Pinots. Now you made Pinots in Oregon with Ponzi, and are you excited about making Pinots again?
Yeah, actually I'm pretty excited about the opportunity to make Pinot. I dabbled a little Pinot for Crayelle in 2010. Okay. And it's some trepidation because I think having worked in Oregon, had some, I think a little bit higher standards for what, for Pinot Noir coming from Oregon. And but the Pinot Noir up in Chelan, I think is, I think if there's a place in Washington, there's definitely that's going to be one of the AVAs that's going to be able to hang their hat or be able to do Pinot, relative to some of the warmer areas. So.
Well, I know you have real creative style. You also do Crayelle, and I'd like you to tell us where you're taking Crayelle. Maybe your Crayelle's doing something new and different. I know you've done a Riesling and a Syrah before, and you just mentioned some Pinot. So is there something you'd like to share with us that you're doing with Crayelle?
Yeah, Crayelle's my own little label that my wife and I started. It's Crayelle for Craig, and my wife's name's Danielle, so hence Crayelle.
That's cute. Yeah.
And we started with just dry Riesling and Syrah because they're two varietals that we're really passionate about. We added the Pinot Noir this year, and we have some Cabernet Sauvignon in the cellar. And I think what we're going to do with that is make a Cab Syrah blend, maybe kind of like an Australian Cab Syrah blend.
Sounds fun.
Maybe I like to say like Grange, but obviously Grange is pretty highly regarded blend.
Yeah.
But that kind of style.
Well, I know you make great wines. Excited about it. Is there anything else you'd like to share that maybe you guys have planned for Karma and Crayelle down in the future? Or?
Yeah, actually, at Karma, one of the exciting things we've got going on right now is setting up a production facility in Aniat.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to have the winery in Aniat, the taste room, and we'll be up in Chelan. And it's a big winery. Actually, we're going to have about 20,000 square feet. So
wow.
So that's an exciting venture that we've got going on right now.
So you think you might be making some other wines there for other people, or is it just all Karma?
Well, we'll have the space, but right now our goal is to really get our infrastructure set up, to, work out all the kinks, and really get our own production up to speed. And we can cross that bridge down the road if it makes sense for us.
I think it's great, exciting. Well, before I end interviewing you, for those who haven't met you personally, I'm sure they can tell on camera that you're very young looking for your age. So you have to tell everyone, what your age is, because I know how old you are, but I always wanted to say, Craig, you look like you're not even old enough to drink, but I think you're almost 40 now, aren't you?
Don't rush it. Yeah, it'll be pretty soon though, like within about 3 months.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think
so you'll be celebrating 40 because you barely look like you're 30.
Yeah,
and you know that.
And the secret's drinking a lot of wine.
I know it. So, well, Craig Mitrakul, thank you so much, and we're excited about your new endeavor with Karma and with Crayelle, and good luck.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. It's my pleasure.
Bye.